No one at MetLife Stadium will be checking their pulse on July 9th. They already know the numbers will be sky high the moment Kylian Mbappé jogs out in white, while the badge on his chest still whispers PSG down the tunnel behind him. The reigning European champions have bulldozed their way to the Club World Cup semifinal, conceding just one goal. Yet destiny has placed the old Prince of Paris directly in their path. Now wearing Real Madrid's royal armor, the winner leaves New Jersey one step from a $100 million jackpot and a global crown. The loser inherits a summer of uncomfortable questions. But the clash isn't just about gold or bragging rights, it's about coaches racing against the clock. Luis Enrique has sculpted a suffocating press that strangled Inter and Bayern, while Xabi Alonso, barely 4 weeks into the job, has turned Madrid from a stuttering relic into a fluid, fearless machine. One man wants to prove his ideology is bulletproof. The other wants to prove evolution can be accelerated to warp speed. And that's only the opening act. Because once the whistle blows, every subplot explodes. The expanded Club World Cup has transformed a once quirky exhibition into a 3-week sprint worth more prize money than some leagues hand out in a year. Win the semifinal, and you earn automatic favoritism for Sunday's final, and a blockbuster slice of that pot. PSG land in the States with the swagger of a side that iced Inter Milan 5-0 in Istanbul, and then clipped Bayern on cruise control. They've only let one shot sneak past Gianluigi Donnarumma in 450 minutes of tournament football. Yet Lucas won't play a single minute in New York. FIFA's disciplinary panel confirmed he and partner William Pacho are both banned after a brutal quarter-final tackle fest. Madrid's flight manifests an equally painful absentee list. Dean Huijsen, nicknamed the Dutch Kroos for his laser passing, was sent off versus Dortmund and is suspended, throwing Alonso's carefully balanced backline into limbo. Still, listen to the chatter outside Gate F at MetLife. Trophies don't hang themselves, Real Madrid hang them. Their supporters remember May's Champions League miracle, and they believe momentum, not spreadsheets, wins semis. Yet momentum becomes meaningless when the men on the touchline start reshuffling chess pieces. Luis Enrique is obsessed with oxygen. Smother the opponent, suffocate every exit lane, and force them to panic long. That philosophy reached its peak in the Champions League final, where Inter attempted only 3 progressive passes through midfield all night, each one intercepted by a forward sprinting 40 meters just to plug a gap. Enrique's 4-3-3 mutates into a 3-2-5 when the ball is won, allowing Nuno Mendes to storm into the half space like a heat-seeking missile. The moment PSG lose possession, though, the shape snaps back. Midfielders step on throats and the cycle restarts. That perpetual motion is the reason pundits now call them the treadmill. Xabi Alonso answers with calm, calculated chaos. His build-up looks like a 3-2-2-3. Trent Alexander-Arnold tucks inside, Aurélien Tchouaméni drops between center backs, and Arda Güler acts as the slider piece, popping up wherever the screen needs flicking. The trick? Alonso can ditch the plan in seconds, pushing Trent wide, sending Federico Valverde into a right-wing press, or yanking the wingers into half spaces to overload central corridors. Both coaches have held the reins for less than 14 months, but the test is identical. Whose system holds under heat when the opponent refuses to blink? To answer that, you need to scan PSG's armor, and the dents lurking beneath the varnish. Unbreakable spine? Their numbers say yes. Only 1 goal conceded, 4 straight clean sheets before that, and a midfield trio, Ugarte, Vitinha, Kangin Lee. So in tune, a training ground rondo looks scripted. Vitinha in particular has morphed from talented prospect to tempo tyrant, running the most kilometers of any player still left in the competition. But the cracks glare once you spotlight the back line. With Hernandez and Pacho suspended, Enrique must thrust Danilo Pereira and 19-year-old wonderkid Lenny Yoro into starters minutes. On the best of days, Yoro's speed masks his naivety. On the worst, he dives into challenges a second early. Against Vinicius Jr., a second early is a lifetime. And then there's Ousmane Dembélé, the riddle on 2 legs. Fresh off a hamstring strain, the French winger trained at 80% tempo Monday and wants a start to exploit Madrid's higher line. One lightning dribble could turn a semi-final. One mistimed stride could tear a muscle and leave PSG lopsided. Enrique will wait until the final warm-up jog before deciding. Madrid's house, however, isn't entirely marble either. despite the rapid renovation Alonso has pulled off. Remember May 30th? Liverpool fans woke up to headlines screaming, "Trent to Madrid for 10 million euros." They called it daylight robbery, but Florentino Perez called it a time machine, a way to skip 3 windows of squad renewal in one stroke. Trent's inside full-back role has already birthed 2 assists in 3 Club World Cup matches. Up front, the bombshell isn't Mbappé, it's the kid beside him. Academy striker Gonzalo Garcia has bulldozed defenses, scoring 4 goals, all inside the penalty area, and earning comparisons to prime Benzema for his subtle layoffs. Valverde is back to clocking sprinter speeds late in matches, and Arda Güler's 2-assist cameo versus Dortmund looked eerily like Modric in 2018, though with an extra gear of acceleration. Dean Huijsen's absence, though, is no footnote. Alonso adores center-backs who attack passing lanes. Without his Dutch Kroos, Madrid risks slower distribution. The rumor says Aurelien Tchouameni might slide back with Asensio. If midfield magnetism decides territory, the matchups out wide decide headlines. Mbappé versus Danilo and Euro. It's the storyline every documentarian craves. The prodigal son sparring against his former mentors. One warp-speed burst behind a makeshift pairing could blow the tie open. Vinicius versus Achraf Hakimi. Vinny's form dipped last week, but pride spikes when a fellow La Fabrica alumnus blocks your path. Achraf's overlapping menace often drags wingers into fullback duties. Will Vinny track or lurk? Garcia versus Désiré Doué. Different roles, same stat line. 4 goals apiece in a golden boot duel stitched inside the semi-final. Doué's tendency to drop into a false 9 pocket drags center-backs out. Garcia lives off the gaps left behind. PSG's press is designed to shred short-passing egos. They jump passing lanes with the enthusiasm of teenagers chasing autographs, turning opposition mistakes into 4-second counters. Madrid's antidote? Width. Width and more width. Alonso to drift high and wide to form an outlet. If the press follows, Güler darts inward, becomes the free man, and slices vertical darts to Mbappé's diagonal runs. Madrid's high line, though, is a double-edged sword. Without Huijsen's anticipation, one mistimed offside trap against Dembélé or Doué can leave Courtois facing a 40-meter sprint duel he doesn't want. If Enrique spots nerves, expect him to instruct Kang In to loft speculative early balls behind Trent's vacated channel. Wednesday night 90, or maybe 120, minutes inside an NFL arena will decide more than a place in a final. They'll tilt transfer sagas, coaching reputations, and perhaps even the balance of European power. Will Luis Enrique's machine keep humming, or will Xabi Alonso's accelerated revolution sprint through another checkpoint? Drop your score prediction below, hit subscribe so you don't miss the post-match forensic breakdown, and remember, in football's wild new world, history isn't written in years anymore. It's written in single, breathtaking nights.